Most men think performance is built in the moment, in the heat of passion, but what if I told you it actually begins hours earlier, in the quiet darkness before sleep, in a simple ritual that awakens your body, sharpens your circulation, and restores the masculine energy you thought you had lost? The truth is that a man's performance is not just about desire, and it is not just about hormones. It is about blood flow, nerve sensitivity, relaxation, confidence, and the subconscious belief that his body will respond when he needs it to. And one of the most overlooked tools for supporting all of that is a consistent nighttime oil routine designed to calm the nervous system, improve circulation, and reconnect a man to his own physical presence. When you apply warm, natural oil to the body before sleep, you are not merely moisturizing the skin, you are activating thousands of nerve endings, encouraging parasympathetic dominance, and telling your body that it is safe to repair, safe to restore, safe to produce the hormones and vascular responsiveness that fuel powerful intimacy. Performance struggles often begin with chronic stress, and stress constricts blood vessels, raises cortisol, and dulls sensitivity. A nighttime oil ritual counteracts that by lowering tension and inviting deeper rest. And deep rest is where testosterone is supported, where tissues recover, where the body resets. The key is consistency and intention. Choose a high-quality natural oil such as cold-pressed sesame oil, sweet almond oil, or coconut oil, and gently warm it so it feels soothing rather than shocking to the skin. The warmth itself signals comfort and increases local blood flow. Begin with slow movements across the shoulders and chest, not rushing, breathing deeply through the nose, letting the exhale be longer than the inhale. This breathing pattern alone increases vagal tone and reduces anxiety, which plays a powerful role in sexual responsiveness. As your hands move down the arms and across the abdomen, you are stimulating circulation pathways that feed the pelvic region. Many men carry tension in the lower belly and hips without realizing it, and that tension restricts blood movement and nerve communication. Massaging the lower abdomen in gentle circular motions encourages relaxation in the muscles surrounding the reproductive organs. When the body is relaxed, arousal becomes easier because it is not fighting against a wall of unconscious contraction. As you move to the thighs and inner legs, use slow upward strokes toward the groin, supporting venous return and reinforcing healthy circulation patterns. This is not about aggressive pressure, but about rhythmic, mindful contact. The brain maps touch, and when you reconnect with your own body in a calm, deliberate way, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with pleasure and confidence. Over time, this can reduce performance anxiety because your body no longer feels unfamiliar or unpredictable. When applying oil to the pelvic area, be gentle and respectful, focusing on nourishing the skin and enhancing awareness rather than chasing stimulation. The goal is not immediate arousal, but long-term vitality. Gentle massage increases blood vessel flexibility and supports oxygen delivery to tissues. Healthy tissues respond more fully during intimacy. After completing the massage, allow the oil to absorb while you sit quietly or lie down, breathing slowly. This final phase is critical because it anchors the nervous system in calmness. Many men go to bed with racing thoughts, scrolling on their phones, exposing themselves to blue light and stress triggers that disrupt sleep cycles. Replacing that habit with a grounding oil ritual shifts the entire tone of the evening. Better sleep means more balanced hormones, improved morning energy, and stronger spontaneous arousal. There is also a psychological component that cannot be ignored. When a man takes time each night to care for his own body, he sends himself a message of worthiness. He is no longer waiting for validation through performance. He is building internal stability. Confidence is deeply attractive and deeply linked to sexual function. The mind and body are not separate in this domain. If a man feels disconnected from himself, his body often mirrors that disconnection in moments of intimacy. A nightly oil routine rebuilds that bridge. It creates a ritual of presence. Presence leads to responsiveness. Responsiveness leads to satisfying performance. Over weeks and months, subtle changes accumulate. Circulation improves, stress reactivity lowers, sleep deepens, and self-awareness sharpens. The ritual becomes a cue for the body to shift from external pressure into internal restoration. And when restoration becomes habitual, performance becomes more reliable because it is built on physiological strength rather than forced effort. This routine also enhances sensory sensitivity. Skin that is regularly nourished becomes more responsive to touch. Nerves that are gently stimulated nightly remain active and engaged. That heightened awareness translates into more intense shared experiences because the body is fully awake. Many men try to fix performance issues with quick solutions, but sustainable vitality is created through daily habits that support the vascular and nervous systems. The nighttime oil ritual is deceptively simple, yet profoundly powerful because it addresses the root factors of stress, circulation, hormonal balance, and self-connection. It transforms bedtime from a passive collapse into an active restoration process. Imagine ending each day not drained but renewed, not anxious but grounded, not doubtful but quietly confident. That shift alone changes how you show up in intimate moments. You are calmer, more attentive, more attuned to your partner's responses because you are not preoccupied with your own fears. Performance thrives in relaxation and dies in tension. This ritual trains your body to associate night with safety and renewal, and that conditioning carries forward into the bedroom. The oil becomes more than a substance. It becomes a signal, a reminder that your body is capable, resilient, and worthy of care. And when you consistently reinforce that message, your physiology begins to believe it. As this ritual deepens, something subtle but powerful begins to happen beneath the surface. The body starts to anticipate restoration the moment the oil touches the skin. The nervous system learns the pattern. Warmth means safety, slow breathing means release, gentle pressure means circulation, and anticipation itself is a biological amplifier. When the mind expects relaxation, muscles loosen faster. When the body expects renewal, hormone production becomes more efficient. Night after night, this pattern strengthens. Instead of collapsing into bed, overstimulated and tense, you are deliberately transitioning from activity into recovery. That transition is where performance is quietly built. Testosterone production, for example, is closely tied to sleep quality and stress regulation. Deep, uninterrupted sleep supports hormonal rhythms that influence libido, stamina, and confidence the next day. By calming the nervous system before sleep through tactile stimulation and mindful breathing, you are directly supporting the internal chemistry that drives masculine vitality. Many men underestimate how much mental strain affects physical response. Performance anxiety often has little to do with physical capability and everything to do with anticipatory stress. The oil routine becomes a nightly rehearsal of control and calm. As you move your hands with intention, you are training focus. You are practicing being present inside your own body without rushing, without judgment. This presence carries into intimate moments where staying grounded prevents spirals of self-doubt. When arousal rises, instead of panic about maintaining it, there is familiarity with sensation because you have cultivated awareness daily. Circulation is another pillar of performance that benefits directly from this practice. Gentle massage supports microvascular flow, especially when strokes are directed toward the heart and pelvic region. Over time, tissues become better nourished, elasticity improves, and responsiveness strengthens. Think of it as maintenance for the vascular network that makes arousal possible. Just as muscles grow with repeated stimulation and rest, blood vessels adapt to consistent care. The warmth of oil combined with friction increases surface temperature slightly, which encourages dilation of small vessels. This repeated dilation can support flexibility in the vascular system, making it easier for blood to move efficiently when needed. Beyond physiology, there is an emotional recalibration happening. Modern life pulls attention outward constantly. Screens, notifications, obligations, comparisons. A man can go an entire day without truly inhabiting his body. When intimacy arrives, he may feel detached or distracted. The nighttime oil ritual reverses that pattern by drawing awareness inward. The simple act of touching your own skin with care rebuilds sensory connection. It reminds you that your body is not an enemy to force, but an ally to support. That shift in mindset alone can dissolve layers of tension. Many performance struggles are rooted in a combative relationship with the body, pushing it to perform rather than partnering with it. This ritual teaches partnership. It teaches listening. If an area feels tight, you slow down. If breath becomes shallow, you lengthen it. You are responding rather than demanding. That same responsiveness becomes incredibly valuable in shared intimacy because sensitivity to your own cues enhances sensitivity to your partner's cues. There is also a rhythm component that should not be overlooked. The slow, repetitive motions create a cadence that the brain associates with comfort. Rhythmic touch has been shown to lower heart rate and reduce cortisol. Lower cortisol means less vascular constriction and less interference with arousal pathways. Chronic stress narrows blood vessels and disrupts nitric oxide production, which is crucial for erectile function. By reducing stress nightly, you are indirectly protecting that pathway. The oil routine is therefore not cosmetic or superficial. It is a direct investment in the biochemical cascade that supports strong performance. Over time, many men notice improvements, not just in physical response, but in endurance. When the nervous system is balanced and less reactive, arousal can build steadily without tipping into overwhelm. Instead of rapid spikes followed by quick loss of control, there is smoother regulation. That smoother regulation translates into greater stamina and a deeper ability to stay connected throughout intimate experiences. Sleep quality improves further as the body associates oil massage with winding down. Falling asleep becomes easier. Night awakenings may reduce. Morning energy becomes more consistent. And morning energy often correlates with spontaneous arousal, which is a sign of healthy circulation and hormone balance. These subtle morning signals can rebuild confidence in men who previously felt uncertain about their vitality. Confidence is not manufactured through positive thinking alone. It is reinforced by evidence from the body. Each sign of improvement strengthens belief, and belief reduces anxiety. The ritual also creates a boundary around the end of the day. It signals that work, stress, and external demands are finished. This psychological boundary prevents stress from bleeding into sleep. When stress lingers into the night, the body remains in a guarded state, prioritizing survival over reproduction. By contrast, when the body feels safe, it allocates resources toward repair and reproductive readiness. That shift in internal priority matters more than most men realize. Performance is a reflection of overall health and perceived safety. Safety allows expansion. Tension restricts it. Night after night, you are teaching your body expansion. You are replacing hurried living with intentional restoration. And the power of ritual lies in repetition. One night may feel relaxing, a week may feel comforting, a month begins to feel transformative. Patterns become identity. You are no longer someone trying to fix a problem. You are someone who cares for his vitality consistently. That identity shift alters posture, tone of voice, eye contact. It changes how you walk into a room and how you approach intimacy. Attraction is influenced by subtle cues of self-assurance. When you know your body is supported and rested, you project calm confidence. Partners feel that steadiness. They relax more easily around you. Relaxation between partners amplifies mutual pleasure because both nervous systems can synchronize without fear or tension. The oil routine therefore extends beyond individual benefit and into relational harmony. You are not only strengthening your own responsiveness, but contributing to a calmer shared experience. As this becomes habitual, you may notice that arousal feels less forced and more organic. It arises from connection rather than pressure. And when performance is an extension of well-being rather than a test of worth, it becomes more sustainable and more satisfying. Over time, this nightly ritual stops feeling like something you are doing and starts feeling like who you are becoming. The oil, the warmth, the slow, deliberate touch, the steady breath, all of it weaves into your nervous system as a familiar language of restoration. And what makes this powerful is not intensity, but accumulation. Men often search for dramatic interventions, yet the body responds most reliably to consistency. Each evening, you are reinforcing circulation, calming stress hormones, sharpening sensory awareness, and strengthening the mind-body connection that performance depends on. By the time you enter an intimate moment, you are not hoping your body cooperates. You have already been supporting it daily. That quiet preparation removes the edge of desperation that sabotages so many experiences. Instead of entering intimacy with a silent question of will I perform, you enter with a grounded certainty that your body has been nourished, rested, and respected. That certainty changes everything. When anxiety is absent, blood flow is freer. When breath is steady, arousal builds naturally. When self-trust is present, endurance increases because the mind is not interfering with the body's rhythm. This is where the oil routine reveals its deepest impact. It is not only about circulation or hormone support, although those matter greatly. It is about removing the chronic background tension that drains masculine vitality. Chronic tension keeps the pelvic floor tight, constricts vessels, shortens breath, and heightens self-monitoring. Self-monitoring is the silent enemy of pleasure. The moment a man begins observing himself anxiously, he shifts from experiencing to evaluating. The oil ritual retrains the mind to experience without judgment. Each night, you practice feeling sensation without rushing toward outcome. That skill transfers directly into intimacy, where staying present with sensation rather than racing toward performance goals allows arousal to rise more fully and steadily. Another profound benefit is the strengthening of body awareness in the pelvic region. Gentle, non-goal-oriented contact increases familiarity with subtle changes in sensitivity and tension. You begin to notice early signs of stress in the hips or lower abdomen and can consciously relax them. That ability to relax on command is invaluable during intimate moments. Many performance challenges stem from unconscious contraction. When you can release that contraction quickly, responsiveness improves almost immediately. The oil also keeps skin and superficial tissues supple, which enhances tactile feedback. Heightened tactile feedback deepens pleasure and makes connection feel more vivid. As pleasure becomes more vivid, confidence naturally rises. You are not straining to feel something, you are receptive to it. Sleep continues to compound these effects. Deeper rest enhances recovery of the endocrine system, stabilizes mood, and supports morning vitality. Morning vitality is often a barometer of overall male health. When you wake with steady energy and spontaneous signs of circulation, you carry that reassurance into your day. Confidence accumulates from evidence, and your body provides that evidence through consistent care. Over months, you may also notice improvements in posture and muscular relaxation. Tension stored in the shoulders and jaw diminishes because you are consciously unwinding each night. A relaxed upper body allows freer breathing. Freer breathing enhances oxygenation. Better oxygenation supports stamina. The chain reaction is subtle but powerful. Everything is connected. Performance is not isolated to a single organ. It is a reflection of total system harmony. This routine cultivates that harmony. It builds a nightly sanctuary where external pressures dissolve and internal alignment strengthens. And perhaps most importantly, it reshapes your relationship with masculinity. Instead of equating masculinity with constant output and relentless drive, you begin associating it with grounded strength and self-stewardship. You recognize that true performance is not forced dominance but responsive vitality. That shift softens internal pressure and replaces it with quiet authority. Partners feel that difference. They sense when a man is centered rather than striving. Centered presence is magnetic because it communicates safety. When both partners feel safe, arousal flows more freely, connection deepens, and performance becomes a shared experience rather than a solitary burden. The oil routine, therefore, becomes more than a physical habit. It becomes a nightly affirmation that your body deserves attention, that restoration is powerful, and that performance is the natural byproduct of balance. You are investing in circulation, yes, but also in patience. You are supporting hormones, yes, but also self-respect. You are enhancing sensitivity, yes, but also emotional steadiness. These layers integrate into a version of you that approaches intimacy with openness instead of fear. And that openness is where true performance thrives. In the end, the nighttime oil routine is not a quick fix or a secret trick. It is a discipline of care that compounds over time. It teaches your nervous system to shift from stress to safety. It nourishes the vascular pathways that fuel arousal. It deepens sleep, stabilizes hormones, and rebuilds confidence through consistent action. Most importantly, it reconnects you to your own body so that intimacy is no longer something you attempt to control, but something you fully inhabit. When you step into the bedroom after weeks and months of this practice, you are bringing with you a body that has been supported, a mind that has been calmed, and a confidence that has been earned quietly in the dark. That is what transforms performance from a fragile hope into a reliable expression of your vitality.